This is my John Deere 950. It's a 1979, and I've been having some trouble with the overheating. Got a Yanmar engine in it. I think it's about 30 horsepower back at the PTO, or just a little bit less than that. But yeah, it's been overheating, so replaced the thermostat, the temperature sensor, because I found out that wasn't working when it boiled over, and I even replaced the head gasket because I thought some of the water passages might be blocked, but it all looked fine. And I even, so around this radiator shroud here, this fan shroud, I put in weather stripping, automotive weather stripping, and filled in the cracks with gasket maker, because I took this thing to a radiator shop. The guy cleaned it out, and he was basically telling me if there's any gaps around this, you could be sucking air from around here and not through the radiator where you want the air to go. So I even tried that. Belt's nice and tight, but it's still overheating, and it's only overheating like barely. Like if I park it and let it idle, it comes right back down, it cools right down. So I'm thinking this radiator needs to be replaced. The reason being is you can see it's a little rusty. The guy I bought this from, the old guy I bought it from, he apparently ran tap water in this, which you should never do, and when I got it, the radiator was filled with rust. So I'm thinking, even though I cleaned it out, I put a Vaporust, you know, I took it to the radiator shop, they cleaned it. I'm thinking it needs a new radiator. And you know, I also keep the front here clean as well. It's kind of dirty now, but it doesn't help. Even if that's clean, it still overheats. I think there's actually a screen that's supposed to go in front of that, so maybe I'll try to get that too. And there's also this little piece here. The thermostat sits inside this little housing here, and then there's this little piece that kind of bypasses it, and the old one was leaking pretty good. So I put this piece of rubber hose on here, but I think it's probably kinked in there. So I'm gonna try to get a new one of those as well. So I'm gonna get the radiator, this little hose, and hopefully maybe the cover for the front here. So let's go order that. And I know some people are gonna say like, well, it's only like a 28 horsepower tractor, like you're probably asking too much of it. But yeah, I mean, this is a 6-foot finish mower. I've got it jacked up as high as it will go, so the blades are set about 6 inches, so I'm not trying to cut super low or anything. And also I'm cutting in low gear. This tractor's got like 8 forward speeds on it, and I'm cutting in 3, so I mean, I was going really slow, and it's not like the engine was bogging down or anything like that. It was running perfectly fine. I'm thinking it's the radiator. What do you think, Sheppy? What do you think, Sheppy? Radiator? Huh? Radiator? We can get a new one? Yeah, that'll fix it. Hopefully. Alright, I'm finally getting around to changing out the radiator, so I'm gonna do that and a few other little things. There's not really a good way to drain this coolant. There used to be a little valve there, but it rusted out and I just took it off and never put it back on. So now you kind of have to do this. It's gonna go everywhere. Alright, cool. No, get out of it. For you. Alright, now it's going to come out of there. Let's put this back on. Or no. Got a little bit more coming out now. Alright, that's good. You can stand here all day. That. Alright. Radiator's loose. All right, let's see what I got to do to get it out of here. It's not connected to anything. I think I got to remove this support. I believe that's what I did last time. This thing should be free. I'm gonna have to take the battery out right here. All right, that should make it a lot easier. Just pull this out this way. There we go. I gotta get this shroud off of here. This goes with the, has to go on the new one. Like I said, I tried everything to try to get this thing to seal and to work properly, but ultimately the guy at the radiator shop said, just get a new radiator. He actually said he could build me a custom one that would cool way better than the factory one, but I just got an aftermarket replacement, direct replacement. All right, so that's all that weather sealing that I put in there. Just trying to, the idea was that the fan was sucking in air from the cracks and it wasn't pulling it through the radiator, at least in theory, but it didn't work. So that's the old one right there. The main reason I think this thing is not working is all the rust that's down inside. When I bought it, the old man that I bought it from, he filled it with tap water for some reason, and when I bought it, there was so much rust in here. It was ridiculous, and I flushed it and cleaned it and flushed it and cleaned it and got it to where it is now, but it's still not working, so we're gonna replace it. All right, here's the new one. Should be just a direct replacement. At least it's supposed to be. So I wonder if I should try to seal this one as well, because it does have some gaps around the side. See, like if you put that on right in the sides here, but I mean, it didn't have one from the factory. Let's just put this on. If it's running how it's supposed to be designed, it shouldn't need all that. Yeah, they do. Same threads and everything. That's on that. And we'll just reverse the process of what we just did. That goes there. The shroud's gotta go on. I don't know which way. I think it goes this way. I actually fixed this and it was all rusted out, and I welded it back together, and I only had cat yellow, so that's what it got painted. That ain't going nowhere. All right. This other little hose gets up on here. All right, upper, lower, this overflow goes back on here. Alright, I also got a new little hose for right here. This is what's on here. This is just an old piece of fuel line because the other one broke. But I'm wondering if it's kinked because it's not supposed to be that tight of a turn. See how that was kinked? All right, and this is the new one right here. See how it's already pre-bent? Okay. Good to go. I almost forgot I got this screen too. This is supposed to keep the radiator fins from getting clogged. Although I'm looking at this and I have no idea how you're supposed to mount it. You could probably turn it that way and then it might stay just because of this lip here. How could I slide down here? It's too wide to go down there. Oh wait, it's going, hold on. Maybe it just slides down in between. Come on, what's the... Yeah, look at that. All right, that must be what it does. All right, let's fill this thing up with some coolant. It says add to any color antifreeze. This stuff looks like mellow yellow. The other stuff looks like Kool-Aid, so I don't know. I'm sure it'll be fine. There's one. Whoa, there it is. Right to the top. So it just snaps on like that. All right. Yes, that's it. All right. All right, I'm just gonna change the oil real quick while I've got it in the shop here. Oh, look at that, came right off. Nice. There it is. Just in case this oil filter decides to make a mess. I wonder if that's the right one. It doesn't say what it is. This is from John Deere, like they gave me that. Looks like the seal's in the same place. Let's just try it and see what happens, I guess. Hopefully the threads are the same. Well, it's screwing on there. Okay. Maybe it is the right one. Had me worried for a second there. Okay. This is like the easiest machine to change the oil on. You don't even have to get underneath. You can just stand here and do it. It's so nice. Okay. Alright, there's that. Guess it's gonna be slow going because it's cold. The oil's like, what do they say, molasses in the wintertime? Something like that. It ain't moving real fast. Filling this thing up took longer than the oil change. I mean, I guess this is part of the oil change, but I've never had it take so long. It's a little high, a little full. It's like right at the top. It's right at the full mark. I think I'm just gonna run with that. All right, the owner's manual says it's supposed to be at the upper mark. It's not supposed to be in between. It's supposed to be at the high mark. So that should be good. All right, well, I was riding along minding my own business and this thing broke off. So basically it was only attached from one side, so I guess I gotta try to find a bolt to put back in there and try to fix this thing. Need something that goes through there. I guess I could just cut it off. I'm gonna put some thread locker on here. Everything on this mower, if it's not thread locked, it seems like it just falls apart. All right, that's fixed. All right, well, I just mowed about 5 acres. Took me about 4 hours. And yeah, no overheating or anything. Now, I'm hesitant to call it fixed only because it's like 40 degrees out today. So it's not super hot. We're gonna have to see how it does in the summertime, you know, 95, 100 degrees and tall grass. This grass wasn't very tall either. It was mainly just knocking down the weeds. So but yeah, I'll call it fixed for now. All right, well, the rain is starting back up every day and the grass is starting to grow, so I'm gonna get this mower out of here and get it blade sharpened, greased up, all that stuff. Make sure the tractor's good to go. This isn't really scientific, but this is how I kind of make sure that they're balanced and not
You know, if it went like this, then I'd know I got to take a lot more off that side. But yeah, that one's pretty good. You just don't want them to be all out of balance because your mower will start shaking like crazy. They usually balance out pretty good after I sharpen them. It's a little heavy on that side, but that's fine. Like I said, as long as it doesn't go like that, you're probably good. It's going to be time for new blades soon. You can see how thin that cutting edge is getting as far as like this way. See, every time I sharpen it, you get less and less, and then these pieces here are starting to tear off and split. So this part on the back, so the way a lawnmower works is this obviously cuts the grass, but this part on the back, it basically creates a suction that lifts the grass up so that this can cut it correctly. And when you have these things that start to come off or whatever like that, you don't get as much lift and it doesn't cut as well. So, but these will be okay for a while longer. I'll just keep an eye on them. That's probably good. There it is. Yeah. All right, the last thing I want to do is check the oil in this gearbox. Looks like it's right about halfway, which is right where it's supposed to be. Over on this side, there's a plug, and that's basically the fill plug. So when you're filling it, you take that plug out, it fills up. When it starts to come out there, that's how you know it's filled. So from looking inside there, I mean, you can't see it, but you have to take my word for it. It's right there. So good to go with that. All right, well, it's gonna be 89 degrees today, so I figure this will be a good chance to test this thing out and see if that new radiator is gonna work.
Well, the tractor worked perfectly, no overheating, and it actually didn't get anywhere near as hot as it's been getting. Past couple times I've mowed with it, you start to feel the heat on your knees from the engine, but it ran nice and cool today. It's like 89 degrees out here. The grass wasn't too awful tall because it hasn't been raining a whole lot, but I think this thing's good to go. I think the new radiator really did it, so we're gonna call this thing fixed.